Hello, ladies, welcome. Today, I want to talk about why sacred sexuality. Why do we use the word sacred sexuality instead of just calling it sexuality and sexual practices? Because it is sacred work. Now, we're coming out of the Piscean age, 2000 years of Pisces. And there was a lot of beauty in that. There was a lot of art. There was a lot of beauty, and there is a lot of beauty in Pisces. I have a lot of beautiful Piscean people around me. And there was also a lot of dogma, a lot of shadow, a lot of suppression, and especially on the sexual expression and sexuality. And this has really damaged a lot of us, men and women. But I'm particularly talking to women because I work with women very, very deeply, and I'm very, very passionate about this work because I feel that this work actually changes the vibration on the planet, because I believe that if women truly step into their power and their sexuality and learn that they can harness their energy, like that ripple effect is huge. It changes the way we relate to our lover. It changes the way that we relate to children, our fathers, how we interact in community, how we feel about our bodies. It's huge. So the reason it's called sacred is because it is sacred. This is sacred work. This is not something to be shamed upon or looked down upon or some darker energies around. This is sacred work. Sacred sexuality is sacred, and women harnessing that energy is so divine and so sacred and so innocent if you really understand what it is. Like, come away from all the shadows and all of the glass and mirrors, shall we say, around sex, and actually look at what is this really all about. It's about women stepping into their power, creating pleasure practices, getting into their body, out of the monkey mind, and really trusting themselves and trusting the way that we relate in the world, and getting into our heart space and into our pussies and channeling the energy. This is so, so, so sacred. That's why I'm so passionate about it. As you can see, I get fired up when I talk about this stuff because it's something that's literally fully transformed my whole life and continues to. Every time I go into a pleasure practice, every time I go into a breathwork practice, every time I do some somatic work, or I do some meditation and I just really connect in with my guides and my higher self, I feel different. And then I show up different with my children, with my partner. We're living in a very, very chaotic world where there is a lot of upheaval, there's a lot of war, there's a lot of disconnect. And if we can't do it now, when can we do it? Because we're at a time in humanity that it really is so important that women take ownership and feel liberated in their bodies, because that really does change the vibration on the planet. And what I'm noticing with some of the women that I've been working with recently is there's a disconnect and a struggle with even creating a pleasure practice for themselves. Not all women, but there's so much dogma and there's so much shame and there's so much suppression that women don't even know how to touch themselves. They don't even know how to allow themselves to liberate themselves to be with their bodies. They feel like they need their partner to create that for them. And I'll tell you what, men, unfortunately, most men have been indoctrinized into patriarchal society that tells them that it's all about their pleasure, which is very wrong. It's all about the woman's pleasure, because if your woman is having pleasure, you're going to have pleasure. And there's so much porn. I'm not going to go into all of that, but really, ladies, we cannot rely on men. We need to lead the way and show them the way of how to relate, how to sit down and do breath work together, how to eye gaze, how to truly connect with intimacy, not just recreate some sort of porn scenario that the woman in that porn movie is probably not having a good time anyway. So I would love to help you. If you are a woman and you're feeling burnt out and you're ready to step in, you're ready to invest in yourself. I work with mostly corporate women that are feeling burnt out, that are maybe seeing something different. Their awareness is opening up. They're having maybe a Kundalini awakening, which is what happened to me in London. They're feeling energy through their bodies. They're noticing that when they relate with their lover, their partner, that they just are really deeply unfulfilled, and they're just want something different for their life. They want something different for themselves. They want something different for their careers. Maybe they're feeling unfulfilled in their career as well, and they're looking at something different. I would love to work with you. I love working one-to-one. I have a few spaces at the moment to work with women one-to-one. I also do have a mini program if you just want to dip your toe in, and that is a self-learning program, so you can do that in your own time. I would love to receive messages, so just connect with me on Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram or send me an email. All the information is in my YouTube, and I'm going to be giving a lot away for free as well. There's going to be a lot more free content on here. I'm really excited to be showing up on YouTube, so please subscribe and give me a like. And also, if you go over to my website, there is a free breathwork there. So that's it for now, but I would love to connect with you and see you soon.